Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and we are back with some more Unreal World. And today we are here at the Stranded Island, and hopefully not for too much longer, though. In fact, we can probably gauge exactly how much longer we're going to have to remain here by checking on this one pile of food right here. So we got 148 dried elk cuts, and they'll be done in 13 days. So once that 13-day mark comes, we can exit our shelter, head to the world map here, just like this. We're going to travel down to this point. No, I'm not interested in the weasel. We're zooming in right here. And yes, that's right. We've got ourselves a raft. Oh, and it's ready to go. We've tested it. It's right here at this location. Boom. I've even got a cesta and a paddle. So the cesta is like a long stick that helps us push off in the shallower water, and then once we get out there to the deep stuff, we need the paddle to actually move around in the ocean. So when we get that out there, we're going to be able to travel over to the mainland. It's hard to see it because obviously it's covered up by the fog of war there, but roughly over here, where you can see some of these cultural icons. The land's going to start a little sooner than that, but I'm definitely interested in visiting these guys, this culture right here. So we'll probably head down, kind of. It's not too far, and I don't I should have taken a screenshot of the world map when I generated it, you know what I'm saying? But that's kind of cheating. It just, you get a little overview when you create the world and then you just got to go and explore. So that's what we're going to do. And by the way, I do have a what I hope is going to be an entertaining idea for the second part of this series. So once we get to the mainland, this playthrough is not over. It's not just about escaping the island. I'm not going to give away entirely what I've got planned, but you can count on. I'm basically going to start a new series, but with the same character and the same map and everything. But we're going to have a completely new goal. And like I said, I'll share that with you here down the road. But for right now, like I said, we're trying to kill some time. We've got 13 days. So if we zoom in here to our little home shelter, we can see there's a couple traps to the south. I've got one trap on the left and the right down there in each corner. And we've also got a fox trap up there towards the top of the mountain. Now, somebody mentioned that the fox traps themselves are pretty decent for trading with. So once we get over there to the mainland, one of the big first things we're going to do, no spoilers here, is we got to get some trading going on. I need a bow and arrow. I need to be able to get an axe is going to be pretty huge. And eventually we're going to need to get fully geared, but that'll take time. But I think for our initial trade, if I pick up some of these boards, I'm going to grab, how many is that? Yeah, we can probably carry all those. Yeah, we've got 11 fine boards here. I'm just going to start making some fox traps with these and see if they do trade for a decent amount. I hope so. Let's see. So I was just making sure there's no like worse quality boards at my feet. But no, it looks like we're okay. So I'll go ahead and drop these 11 fine boards, 200 pounds. I don't need to be carrying. And we are a little bit tired. Now, obviously, we're starving, but I'm going to eat these lingonberries. Somebody in the comments, one of my most faithful commenters, said, I wonder what the lingonberries taste like. Well, I have no idea personally, but I'm sure they're delicious, especially when you're starving to death. This nasty old heather right here probably tastes delicious. So, you know what? We're tired, but I think we can push it. It's still afternoon, so I'd like to go to sleep a little bit later than that. Just we're on a better like day-night cycle. We go to sleep too early, we wake up when it's still dark outside and there's nothing we can do. But so in other words, I'm going to keep harvesting some of the heather and some of the berries and stuff you see here. Now, the heather doesn't take long, about 5 minutes to harvest a fully mature one, but lingonberries can take 5 to 15 minutes, yeah, for some of the larger bushes. So, as I mentioned, you got to be kind of careful and be aware of your time. It doesn't seem like picking berries would take that much, but it really does. I've done it in real life. It's not an easy task, that's for sure. That is, if you don't want to just get like a handful of mush at the end, you want to end up with some good intact berries. But I think that's enough. You can see it's gotten darker, and it's also started snowing. And we are now weary, so let's return. And of course, we're hungry again. I've said it before, you can fill your belly with fruits, with berries and plants and stuff, as long as they're not poisonous. But you're still going to be battling starvation. You can see nutrition level still says starving, even though we just ate. And this meter is going to continue to go up. You can kind of fight it off a little bit, but you need meat in this game. You're going to have to get some fat in your diet for sure. But we're there. We just have to wait it out. Like I said, we got now 12 days, right? 12 to 13. Yeah, so we'll be okay. We're not going to starve in that 13-day span. If we don't get another bite of meat, it's going to be pretty close. I'll tell you, our starvation bar is going to be pretty full at that point, but I think we're going to be okay. Because, like I said, we can fill our bellies with some of this nasty stuff. Okay, let's take a look here. I've got 5 fine paw board fox traps right there. So, again, I'm not entirely sure what the trade value of these is. Like, is one of these worth 1 arrow or 5 arrows or what? We'll find out though, and I'm hoping that it's worthwhile. It's pretty light. 5 of them, only 15 pounds. That's decent. That's decent. Now, I have been spotting a hare or a rabbit running around here. There's also quite a few birds, but I don't know. I don't know if that rabbit will get caught in our fox trap. He might. He might. But that does bring me to my next point, and that is we got a bunch of traps we got to check out here. So, not sure how long it's been. Ooh, there's some bird tracks here. Yeah, black grouse tracks. All right, let's zoom out a little bit. Let's see. Where are my traps? There they are. Okay, so, yep, nothing in that one, unfortunately, but what do you expect? It's pretty typical. Nothing in those. All right, and we're just going to pop over here. My starvation is affecting my physical performance. Hallelujah. Look at that. Gorgeousness right there. Can you see it? We've got ourselves a rabbit. Now, this must be a different one than one we saw, but nonetheless, we've got our crude javelin in our hand, so I'm just going to use the blunt end of it on the hare's head, and we'll do blunt to the skull. Again, again. Wow, it's taken that long. Okay, to kill a small little rabbit, that must be a really terrible javelin. All right, we're going to take it, reset the trap. I got some cranberries there, so we're going to leave those. All right, let's take a quick peek at it. It's just a hare carcass, 9 pounds. Wow. That's a pretty beefy rabbit. Let me go ahead and eat some of the flowers. So we're going to go back home immediately. Boom, right there. There it is. Super quick. We'll step over here in front of the little puddle. Let's drop him. Skin him. There we go. So we've skinned him. Ooh, we obtained a fine winter skin. Nice. Let's butcher. How much do we get? 5 edible cuts. Wow. So I'm trying to really make sure to sacrifice from every kill we get. I'm probably going to miss a few, probably more than a few, but so far we've been pretty consistent. It pains me to do it, but it's worth it, I think, in the end. We'll see. Who knows? Probably not. As long as I don't starve to death, who cares, right? So I'm going to start the very smallest fire I can. And the reason for that is just because I want to be able to cook these haircuts without having to worry about them burning. So if you set the very tiniest little fire, you can just not even worry. You can just set the cuts to cook, and by the time the fire is done, they will be completely finished and you won't have to worry about them burning. So it's just a quick, easy way. Anyway, and of course, the minimum fire is 4 branches. That's the very minimum you need. If you only put 3 there, it's going to tell you you don't have enough. So let's go ahead and get this hair skin cleaned. Fine one, too. So that's going to be very helpful for trading purposes because we also have. Now, that fat would be great for combating my starvation, but like I say, in terms of trading, we really need these furs because we've got ourselves a winter Arctic fox fur, so that's going to be worth its weight in bows and arrows. We've also got this winter elk fur, but it's only got a pound left, so we've been using that for our clothing and stuff, which, by the way, has worked out really well. It's of rough quality here, but so far we've been able to withstand basically the coldest temperatures out here on the island. I don't know if it's warmer out here in the island or if we just haven't quite reached midwinter. We're still 9 weeks away from midwinter, so that's, I guess you might equate that to like October, late October. So I don't know, maybe a little sooner than that, but You guys get a calendar, you'll have to figure that out. So we've got some roasted meat now. You can see it's perfectly cooked. The fire's out, no burned pieces, and I'm not going to eat it. Not right away. No, 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 no. In fact, I'll just fill his belly up with some of the heather. And let's go ahead and continue to make some paw boards. So I've just been doing this. Repeat, repeat, repeat. It's afternoon. We're tired, but like I said, we're on a starvation diet, which essentially means we only eat right before bed. Now I'll eat the berries and the heather and stuff. I don't care about that, but the meat, that's what I'm talking about. We're going to wait till right before bed. Okay, there we go. That way he will sleep through the night and I don't have to worry about it. See, okay, so one little bite of meat took us from starving to malnourished, which is good. It's a step up from starving. But we've literally been stuffing our face with berries and heather, and it hasn't done that at all. So meat is very, very important. All right, there we go. And we're back to the berries here. Let's eat them. All right, there we go. Delicious. And it's back to making some more traps. Well, 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 check it out. Look at that. We got ourselves a nice little bird sitting in our trap. So I actually came back over to these traps because I want to start taking down the fox boards. Yeah, I'm going to take those with me when we get out of here. We might as well bring those along to trade with as well. But we got lucky. We got ourselves a bird too, so that's going to be big because I still got the rabbit cuts. So maybe we can actually have some breakfast too one of these days. That'll be nice. All right, let's just hope that this thing doesn't only have like a single. Oops, what did I do? Let's just hope. No, no, yes, yes, that's what it is. It wants to know if I want to pick the plants that are under the bird. Sure. But yeah, oh, it says small grouse. So I'm hoping it has more than a single piece of meat on it, but it might not. Some of these birds are pretty small. Let's go ahead and pop back home. Yeah, that rabbit skin is still sitting there too, so needs to be finished. Let's go ahead and get that taken care of first. Most important. That's going to be beautiful. All right. Yeah, the bird leather isn't really that great for trading necessarily. It's good for crafting. I mean, it's a tiny little sliver, but eventually, when you start off like a challenging survival only, you do get a nice little stack of that leather. But let's go ahead and drop this bird. We might have to sacrifice most of the meat to the spirit world. That's the commitment we've made, though. All right, let's see here. If I hit F4, general sacrifice, two. Oh, one for us, one for the spirits. That's nice. And we can go ahead and clean this bird skin, and we will tan it. A little bit of the black grouse fat, probably not a lot, but there we go. So that'll be ready a couple hours from now. But I'm gonna start a nice little fire with some branches. Boom, 4 branches, the minimum. Whoops, didn't make the fire. Failed to make a fire. There we go. You'd think that there would be like a fire skill, but there's not. Okay, we're tired. It's late afternoon. The bird meat is cooking, but it will not go bad. So I'm going to go ahead and eat some of that. Nice. All right, let's go to bed. Our nutrition is insufficient. It sounds bad, but it's actually good. All right, I will go ahead and have some breakfast. Look, now it's gone to scarce. That's pretty huge. And we've got ourselves a single roasted black grouse cut. Very nice. Whole bunch of quirky flowers. That's heather. My character just doesn't know it, but that's what that is. But the quirky flowers, I spent the whole yesterday basically picking those. Let's see, how much time do we have? 11 days. Not bad, not bad. And to be honest, right now, I kind of don't want to see any more big game. You know what I'm saying? It's after midnight right now. I should be back home making foxboard paw traps, not walking around in the dark. But if we were to see like another elk or something out there, it would kind of be a bad thing because then I would be super tempted to go ahead and try and kill it. And if we did that, it would basically reset the counter. I would have to wait another, what, 22 days to get off this island. So essentially, we're not trying to do any more big game hunting. Now, small game like these rabbits and birds, I'm all about that. But we're going to be fine. Like I said, even if we didn't have another single bite of meat between now and the next 10 days, we'll be totally okay. Okay, I've been making a bunch of our fox trap boards here. Let's see. Oh, I made a regular quality one. Oh, well. Let's see how many I've ended up with now at this point. Oh, wow. I've got 16 fine ones and one regular. That's pretty good. That's 48 pounds. We'll easily be able to carry that on our raft and stuff. But just going to go ahead and zoom out. I think it's time to take a look at our traps. It's noon. We might even be able to peek around, find a weasel roaming or something. Who knows? Like I said, I'm not really trying for the big game, but a badger or something would be nice. Now, I don't know. Oof, standing too close. I don't like to zoom into the position where there's a bunch of traps like right next to me. I might actually spend some time in this area. Let's go into stealth. Always stealth, just for the practice. And I think I'm going to spend some time picking these cranberry bushes before they go away. Cranberries are good. Of course, like I said, it's not going to keep you alive without meat, but it'll be helpful. So, plus it kills some time. That's basically what we're doing, just treading water till we can get out there on the ocean, man. I can't wait. I'm hoping that we can make the journey in one day, but I know that it's a very strenuous activity. Paddling on the ocean with a raft, a homemade raft. Oh my God, there's literally two logs right next to each other here. That's weird. We could almost set up a bear trap, but I'm not worried about it. All right, so let's see. I've picked most of these, or the animals have come through here and picked them. You can just barely tell, but if you have keen eyes, you'll be able to see which cranberry bushes have been picked and which ones haven't. Oh, look, there's a bird on the ground down here. Let's go into stealth mode. Let's try and sneak up on him. He's probably the one eating the berries. Oh, how did he see us? Flew away. Yeah, even when they're this close to you like this, if they're in the sky, there's literally no point. I'll give it a try just to show you. But let's go ahead and hit Teeth to throw the crude javelin at it. Let's take a shot at it in the sky. Oh, let's see. You execute a steady throw. The javelin flies straight at the black grouse, but the throw isn't accurate enough to hit a target that size. You narrowly missed the black grouse. Well, I mean, it was pretty decent. A lot of the times when you shoot a bow and arrow, the arrow will just go flying, like off into nowhere. But luckily, this javelin's a little too weighty for that. Nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and wield it again. Now, we had zero luck when doing fishing the last time I attempted it, but I don't know. I'm not willing necessarily to totally give up on it. I tried to make a fishing rod. Let's go to F. Yeah, the fishing rod requires something we don't have, the thin cordage, which I can either trade for or I can make myself, but in terms of making it ourselves, I just don't have the right materials here in the winter like this. So, when there's a no-go on that, now we can fish with our javelin. I'm not going to do it right now because we're weary, but let me go ahead and sleep here. In the morning, maybe we'll head over to that spot where I've got my raft, which is right on the coast, you know. Maybe we can try there. I'm also a little bit curious about trying here at this location. I've been told before you can catch fish in any body of water, even these tiny little puddles and stuff like that I like to set up my base by, or my shelter. So let's try it. SF, active fishing. You should find a better spot from this location. You can't expect to catch any fish. Oh my God, I just had to eat my words. I was totally wrong. There are some spots which are just not viable, apparently, and this is one of them. So, all right, let's head to the ocean side. Okay, here we are at the ocean. I am standing on my raft. I might as well move over a little bit. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's try it here. And I know it's going to work here, as we've tried this before. Starvation is affecting my physical performance. Let's go ahead and eat some cranberries. Ah, delicious. The cool thing about berries, though, is they do help with hydration, your thirst, as well as your hunger. So that's a positive. I mean, it's better than just eating dried out heather, because you still need to drink with that. But anyway, let's go ahead and repeat. I really don't have much hope of catching anything. Let me show you why, too. If we look at my fishing skill, pretty bad. One of the lowest skills I've got, probably second only to weather lore, which I never use, literally never use this. Weather lore's ability to predict and observe the weather. During the day, the temperature will be about the same as now. It won't be snowing. During the night, the temperature will be about the same as now. It won't be snowing. That's how you think the weather will be like. It's just, I don't know. It's funny, too, because when you go to a village and talk to their sages, or just random dudes, they'll always want to talk about the weather. They'll tell you. Like those straight up come out and tell you what the weather is. Like you didn't even ask them. They just that's the only information they feel worth sharing. All right. Now we do have a couple traps at this location. I got a little ambitious and built some large deadfalls, as you can see right here. Pretty pointless though. We have not caught a single thing, and there's one out here by the ocean side as well. So I was hoping maybe to catch a seal if we got extremely lucky, but again, if we did, it would kind of be a bad thing. You know what? I'm gonna take these down. There is some cordage here that I could probably use. Let's hit deconstruct. I'm gonna stand on them. There's a lot of good material: the 10 stones, the branches, the trunks, but none of that is coming with us. I'm just gonna take the white and the little bit of food that's there. There we go. Yeah, the cordage I will use probably either to prop up some more traps once we get to the mainland, or just hopefully if we get some kills, I'll be able to use that to dry with. But all that stuff can be acquired once we get over to the continent. Or it's not even a continent; it's actually just an island. It's a larger island, but nonetheless, let's head over here. Take a peek at things here on our little mountaintop. Looks pretty clear. Yeah, man. Oh, rabbit. It's staring right at me. It's not in one of my traps either. It's just sitting there. Let's take a shot at it. We're pretty tired. Oh, we almost still hit it, though. Yeah, his hunger is what's affecting his endurance right now. We're at negative 40, which is almost halfway to exhaustion. But it's almost all because of the food. You can see the starvation level is adding negative 33 total to that negative 40. So only 7 of it is from fatigue and weight penalties. But yeah, not much you can do. And the only reason I bring that up is because when we're throwing things or trying to take shots with a bow and arrow, it's going to be much more difficult when we're starving like this. Oh, he didn't even notice that. Let's keep going. Oh, man. I feel like with my spear skills, I might be able to do this. If he doesn't, like, completely escape. Oh, which he just did. Yep, he's gone. I could follow his tracks, to be honest. Oh, there he is. Because we're not that far from my actual base location. Let's see here. If we could maybe scare him towards some of our traps. It is possible to scare him into your own traps. It's just extremely difficult because they're just going to run wherever the heck they want. Now, if you have a trap fence, that's a whole different story. That's a very viable strategy then. Chasing animals towards your trap fence and have just a whole bunch of pit traps or something set up along. Yeah, you'll catch them readily like that. But we're not here to devote that much time. I'm going to take a few more shots at this guy, though, if he doesn't move away. All right. Ooh. All right, let's take a shot. I went into stealth mode. Here we go. Come on. This is a bit far. Nope. I'm going to line myself up perfectly. Oh, okay, turned. Let's go another javelin shot. Treating this like it's a straight up elk hunt here. It's very important though. You never know. There could be like 4 or 5 cuts of meat on this. Whoops, hit the wrong button. All right, now I gotta go pick up my spears. Well, I tell you what. I think we're gonna go ahead and give up on the rabbit. We're gonna have better luck just setting traps for it and let it try and fall into one of those. Let me see here. Oh, there's that stinking bird. See, he's up there eating berries. Going for it. I've got such terrible aim right now since we're starving, but I'm gonna do it. At least take a shot at it until it flies away, right? Oh, that was so close. All right, fly away, little bird. Get out of here. Okay, well, we are back here at the campsite. There's a shelter down there. I'm going to come on up here and take down this fox board. It's not doing much for us. We did get lucky up here because we saw a fox. So whenever you see the game in a location, that's when you're going to have your best chances. But I just don't want to leave any of these quality fox boards down there or here at this location when we leave, because we are going to be trading them. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes. But all right, let's take one last look at our pile of food for today's episode. We're 9 to 10 days still, so time is going by real slow. I think what I might do is go ahead and play just a little bit off camera here, just some boring stuff. Like I said, no hunting really. Maybe just making a bunch more crafting materials so we can trade with. Get it down so we just have a couple of days left here on the island. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to rush anything, but it's pretty boring. Survival is boring. That's just how it goes, guys. But nonetheless, we are in the most crucial stage of survival here, the early part. But with this big kill we got in the first couple episodes, it was really a game changer, you know. Didn't expect it. It would have been so much more punishing without it. But that's how the unreal world goes. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you get extremely lucky. And sometimes you die in the first couple of weeks. But nonetheless, guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's episode. If you're enjoying the series so far, I hope you'll hit that like button for me. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, guys. We do have a Discord too. There's a link in the description below to that if you'd like to join. And we talk about, well, mainly RimWorld and a few other games that I play, but I'm always happy to discuss Unreal World as well. So thank you guys, and I will see you on the next one.